City book their place in the final on Sunday. Don't forget, we've got that showpiece to look forward to here on City Plus, but Viv Miedema joining Bunny Shaw, Mary Fowler and Alba Fujino on the score sheet from 12 yards. Disappointment for Yuri Hasegawa, but Miedema to the rescue as City go through on penalties. Ayaka Yamashita making some important saves, and crucially, Manchester City go through. They win 4-3 on penalties. Let's hand you back to Chris and Tash in the studio.
Thanks very much, Nick. Top commentary of the penalty shootout at the end of the game. Now, Manchester City might well feel they should have won it in the normal time, but a new star is born between the sticks for Manchester City. Ayaka Yamashita introducing herself to the City fans with a stellar performance in that shootout.
Yeah, I thought she was fantastic when she came on. She had to do 3 maybe consecutive saves, really hard as well. When she first came on, her positioning I thought was really good, quite composed on the ball, and then
this is early in the second half.
Proved her pedigree. Yeah, and again, that's what you want from your goalkeeper, even though she might be starting on the line, is how quick she can get off it to then stop the chance. And I thought she did really well with all of them.
Stefan Ortega, the way she pounced off that line to close down the attack.
So for me, I thought, you know, to then show her pedigree during the penalties as well, I think for
this was all early in the second half. Leicester really came out with their tails up, and had it not been for Yamashita in goal, I mean, we don't know, Keatings might well have made the saves as well, but Yamashita in her first few minutes at a new club, behind a back line she's unfamiliar with. I don't know how good her English language is, how easy the communication is at this stage, bearing in mind they've only just met, but she really laid down a marker for those gloves. Yeah,
and I think that's going to be an interesting debate of whether Chiara Keating would have saved those saves if, you know, the only evidence that we've got is to go on last year. For me, that was a really good save from Deanne Rose. It took a deflection really late, and then to still go down and react to then come back up was, for me, I thought she was an incredible player when she came on. Toss-up between her and Fujino for man of the match for me.
Yeah, it was sort of a tale of 2 halves. I mean, we were focusing on the young talent that was on the field in the first half. The second half, the experience came on, the new signings came on, the players that had been away at the Olympics came on, and it was really good, but still not quite there in front of goal. Let's have a look at a couple of the Manchester City chances that they did have in this second half. You can talk us through these. You're on the commentary. So Bunny Shaw came on. Bunny helped to change the rhythm in attack.
Yeah, and for me, straight away, I think Hasegawa was very good at penetrating passes through lines. Fujino, for me, was a constant threat, always putting a ball in the box, or whether she was taking someone on to try and find a more clinical pass. And I think that's what City probably missed in the first half, even though they had opportunities to maybe cross, but it just wasn't executed enough, whereas her crosses were finding a lot of players a lot of the time.
Yeah, so I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. I mean, ultimately, City have got the job done. They're through to the final, and they'll play either West Ham or Paris Saint-Germain, but not quite clicking as we would hope that they will be. Still got a month until the start of the season. We're all well aware of that. Another big chance came through one of their key signings this summer. So Viv Miedema came on. We've seen her score the winning penalty, but she was a real thorn in the side of the Leicester defence when she came on, the Dutch forward. Yeah,
I think initially when Viv Miedema signed, I think that people probably would have thought she would have been maybe a replacement or to work alongside Bunny Shaw. But what she's doing, she's probably been given that free role to be an 8, 10 or being a second striker. And I think that works really well. And there was really good signs early on from these two linking up. And Bunny Shaw drops in what she's really good at, linking the play to start. Fujino, again, picking someone out. I think just here she did really well to peel off the back shoulder, but it was just behind a little bit too much.
That little bit
so she had to go up to lift over the goalkeeper, which is always at risk of then hitting the bar. But really good signs early on from Miedema and Bunny Shaw linking up play.
Yeah, I thought I was watching Harry Kane at the Euros. Sometimes when Miedema drops in, picks up the ball in her own half, lays it off, and then she's gone.
She's a little bit quicker than Harry Kane, though.
Yeah, maybe. And she's great to watch. She had a real good chance to win the game. Ultimately did win the game by taking the winning spot kick, but perhaps should have had that chance in normal time. Because for me, all day long, whoever's the referee, VAR or not, this was a penalty.
Yeah, I think, you know, if that's in the Prem with VAR, I think that gets given. I thought she'd done really well to not beat just one, but 2 players, to then have the composure, to then take the touch and beat the goalkeeper. For me, it was good enough to be awarded a penalty in the first place, but, you know, I think the referee maybe was out her depth a little bit with the magnitude of the game, because I think she missed one early on as well. But, you know, Viv scored.
I'll tell you what, we can see it because Miedema, I want to look at the skill as much as anything else, not just to hammer the referee, but she did so well, picking up the ball from deep and then advancing. Look at this, first touch is good, see you later, sits one defender down. It's a penalty, I think we know it, but she'd done the skill to get away from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, what she did really well, though, it starts even before that, it was her run from deep. So Bunny Shaw drops in, she runs from deep to then where Bunny Shaw has left a hole, to then create the touches, to then take them that quick, to then have the composure to do it not once but twice. For me, it just shows her class and, you know, should have been given.
Yeah, so the signs are there that City have got one. I think we always knew with Miedema that would be the case. The first touch is good, second's even better, third. I mean, I don't know if that's getting away from her, whether she would have been able to wrap her foot around it, but it's a penalty with, 2 minutes of injury time played. Even the goalkeeper's laughing. I think she knows she got away with one there. The goalkeeper's called Cop, Robocop. She absolutely smashed her.
Yeah.
And then ultimately in the shootout, Yamashita, who we've already touched on, got her hand to 3 of the penalties, saved 2 of them, and ultimately it was Viv that got up. She took the winning penalty. Let's have a little look at it. The penalty that's taken Manchester City through to the final in Perth. It's a lovely little penalty, straight down the middle, just sitting the goalkeeper down again.
Yeah, I think, but what she saw just before the goalkeeper takes a little step to her right-hand side, I think she knew she was going to commit really early. You know, top-class players, I think they see little things and little details like that. And yeah, just straight on the middle, composed.
Yeah. Reminiscent of one of your penalties from your career playing for Wales. You told me you did
I wasn't quite top class.
Didn't
have the composure quite as much.
What did your coach say to you? You scored the penalty with a Panenka chip. What did he say?
Goal, never do that again. And I didn't do it again.
Excellent. Right, well, so there we go. Manchester City have got the job done. I think we can all admit, if you've watched the game, if you've followed the game with us, you'll be aware they are not at their sharpest yet, but they have got off to a winning start. And ultimately, the prize comes on Sunday. It'll be live with us again on Matchday Live. They'll either play West Ham or they'll play Paris Saint-Germain. As a City fan, as someone who's played for this club, or as someone connected to the club, who do they want in that final, really?
I'd probably want to play PSG, just because it's an opportunity they don't get often. I think with West Ham, no disrespect to West Ham, but I think City have beaten them quite a few times and they know what they're up against. But for me, PSG, see if they can test themselves against European teams and Champions League calibre.
Yeah, you want to play against the best, don't you?
Yeah.
OK, the kick-off on Sunday for that final. We don't know who they'll be playing, West Ham, PSG. Manchester City is at 10:05 on Sunday morning. We'll have a Matchday Live for you from about, 45 minutes before that. So do follow us. And one thing, final reminder, do remember to sign up ahead of this new busy old season, not just for the women's team, for the EDS, for the academy and for the men's. There's so much great content on City Plus. And if you're already a Manchester City member, then you get it for 30 quid for the year. That is my best bit of advice for you. It's a huge saving if you're a member. So do that. For now, I've been Chris Latchem. Thanks so much for watching. Tash Harding, you've been fabulous in studio, on commentary, and we'll get to see you much more throughout the season.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you all again.
Cheers, guys.
Enjoy your day.
Amazing thing what the club have done.
Football was a fun thing for me, and
the way he's so technically gifted as well.
Whoa, hang on a minute.
And I thought, wow, he's got some skills.
Yes, I am. I sure I am. City till I die.